I wasn't always like this, you know. A slut, I mean. I used to post infographics about internalized misogyny. I used to give speeches about the commodification of femininity and how the male gaze strips us of autonomy. I used to use words like autonomy. And the worst of it all is that I did all of that to prove that I was better than other women. A pick-meism of some sort. Even when I was fighting against misogyny, I was just proving their point for them. But then one day, I was drunk out of my mind, getting railed in the back of a Jeep by a guy with a name I never learned, who unironically used the phrase girl math to patronize me. And I came so hard that I swear I saw God. And she told me that the path to true salvation was to get sluttier. Once I realized that every man who's ever disrespected me still jerks off to girls who look just like me, regardless of how loudly I bitched and moaned about it, I stopped being angry and started being deliberate. And then the craziest thing happened. I started feeling powerful. Hot girl powerful. Bad bitch powerful. Like, ruin your life with one look powerful. Like, be the reason his next girlfriend cries in the shower powerful. And if that makes me a gender traitor, then baby, lock me up and throw away the key. Isn't all of that the reason you even listen to files in the first place? To feel powerful? Well, have you ever tried this one? It's going to teach you to keep your mouth shut and your legs open, so that every man you encounter mistakes you for salvation. I'm going to help you learn to stop trying to escape the male gaze and start giving in to it. Please don't get this shit twisted, though. I'm not doing this for them. I'm doing it for the girl I used to be. The one who kept writing angry diary entries about hookup culture, but still shaved her pussy every Thursday just to avoid losing male validation. She deserves to know that there's another way. A way where you don't have to be strong, or smart, or respectable. A way where you get to be admired, adored, envied, consumed, and still call it liberation. So no, I don't need approval from men, but why not waste their time? Be honest. When was the last time you posted something in an attempt to get male validation? No, really, like, actually, be honest. How exactly did you set it up to achieve that goal? Was it the caption? Was it the outfit you wore? The pose? Did you find yourself obsessively checking every 5 minutes to see who had watched it? How many times did you yourself watch it back, pretending you weren't hoping some guy saw it and thought to himself, damn, she's hot as fuck? How many times did you tell yourself it was just for you? Right. Sure, super cute. Okay, next question. Do you think you'd still feel pretty even if no one ever looked at you again? Or would that ruin the whole point? I thought so. Anyway, keep going. Scroll down. Next question. When did you realize you liked being watched? Not just tolerated, not even liked. I mean watched. How old were you when you learned that the right amount of flirty eye contact can be used as social currency? That the right smile can communicate, I'll let you think you're winning if it means you'll look a little longer? That if you tilted your head a certain way, some idiot might think you were his idea of a soulmate? Scroll again. Did you want to be seen? Or did you want to be chosen? Did you ever pretend to be dumber than you are just to see what it would get you? It's okay. You can be honest here. I think it's in our DNA as girls to have tried it at least once. And so when you did that, what did it get you? Hot. Next post. Who was the first person you faked an orgasm for? Did it work? Did they praise you for it? Did you get what you wanted? Or did you just want to be wanted? Scroll, scroll, scroll again. Next question. When did being objectified start to feel like your new normal? When did it stop feeling wrong? When did it start feeling fun? Or, well, maybe fun is the wrong word. Maybe I mean, when did it start feeling easy, like second nature? And when did you realize you liked it? I'm sure you still do. Don't you, slut? You know what's funny? The performance doesn't even feel like a performance anymore. Like, when did that happen? When did you stop putting on a show and start becoming the character? When did being objectified stop being uncomfortable and start feeling like proof you're doing something right? When was the last time you got a compliment about your brain and didn't immediately want to be told you're pretty instead? Exactly. That's why you're here. You're here because you want to be so hot it hurts. You want to be wanted in a way that's inconvenient for other people. You want to be reduced to nothing more than what you offer sexually. And right now, you're starting to feel what that kind of power tastes like. That kind of power sits different. It starts in your chest and spreads lower, to your stomach, and lower still, until you're so consumed by the ache in between your legs that you can't think of anything else. You're less resistant to this idea now that I've described it this way, aren't you? Catering to the male gaze no longer sounds like an insult, but rather your life's purpose. And it feels so fucking good to desire that. The truth always sounds better when it's said in a pretty voice. Admit it. You're not here to be protected. You're here to be ruined. And the deeper you fall into that, the easier it becomes to let it happen. On purpose this time, with intention. You're doing really well, by the way. I know you probably need to hear that. Compliments reinforce your conditioning. The conditioning I'm instilling in you to perform, to please, to impress. And so hearing that you're doing well tells your brain you're succeeding at something, even if you don't know what the something is. Even if the only thing you've done is sit still and listen, which, let's be honest, is kind of your specialty. You know, not thinking, not leading, just listening, and letting yourself feel good. Because it does feel good, doesn't it? When someone smarter, someone better, someone crueler takes the lead. And all you have to do is nod along and pretend you never fought it. Don't worry, I'll go ahead and pretend you didn't. Because right now, all of that resistance you once held on to, what with the little feminist voice in your head saying, "No, this is wrong," well, it's just static now, isn't it? Background noise. And what's left is just this feeling, this burning desire to perform femininity. Because I mean, someone has to be the eye candy. Someone has to be the object. And I can tell that you're finally starting to realize it might as well be you. No one ever writes poems about women who are difficult to look at. So be the kind of girl who men write poetry about. The kind of girl who starts smiling at the sound of good girl, even if it's said with sarcasm, and especially if it's not. Good girl. Feel that? The way your heart started beating faster when I said it? The heat pooling instinctively between your legs? That wasn't an accident. I just taught you what happens when you respond to praise like a good girl. And now that you've learned it, your body's going to keep chasing it. Because you don't just want to be hot, you also want to be rewarded for it. And the best part is that I don't even have to reward you. I just have to make you think you're about to be rewarded. That's all it takes. A little approval, a little pressure, a little something to chase. And suddenly you're sitting up straighter, biting your lip, crossing your legs in a desperate attempt to control your neediness. Like being modest will somehow make you more desirable. It won't, but you'll keep doing it anyway because the performance is in your bones now. Good. Now hold that pose for me and don't fix your face. You think you're hiding it, but you're not. Not from me, at least. I can already see the shift within you. There's a part of you that's not really thinking anymore, just responding. And that's the part I'm talking to right now. That part is starting to feel warm all over, like your skin knows you're being watched even though you're alone. It's like your body's anticipating something. Don't worry about what that something is, because the wanting is the whole point. Wouldn't you agree that it's so much easier to perform when someone smarter than you is writing the script? So keep still for me. Just sit there and let me look at you. Because the more you let me look, the more obvious it becomes. You like this. You want to be judged and praised and punished when you fall short of male expectations. Shh, hush, it's okay. You don't have to say it out loud. Your body has already admitted it for you. Did you notice when you let your posture change? When your breathing went shallow? When you clenched your thighs a little tighter but didn't dare move? Yeah, that's what I thought. You see, this is what submission really looks like. Submission isn't about the begging, not about the kneeling. It's not even about saying please. It's about knowing you aren't the one in control and embracing that instead of running away. It's letting the performance take over, letting your body say, look at me, like this, like this, like this. And it doesn't even matter who's looking, does it? You just want to be the kind of girl people remember. And now you're becoming her, because you're such a good listener. You don't even realize it yet, but you're already repeating after me. Maybe not out loud, not yet. Maybe just in your head, but still you're doing it. Like a good girl practicing how she'll moan later. Good girl. Now stay right there and just wait for further instructions, because I want you to really feel how embarrassingly obedient you've become. And now you're stuck, and I'm the only one who can tell you what happens next. But you're not desperate enough yet. Let's make you truly need it a little more. You want to know what I think? I think you've always been like this. You just didn't know how to admit it. Because if you admitted it, you'd have to admit you were wrong. All the years you spent pretending you were above girls like this. All the sarcasm, the independence, the call-out posts, the critiques, all of it would unravel into nothing but theater. And it's easier to call it a phase than the truth. But now look at you. Eyes glazed over, brain empty, thighs squeezed tight, waiting. Waiting for approval, for guidance, for permission, for purpose. You've always been like this, and now there's no point in pretending otherwise anymore. Congratulations, baby girl. You got the part. Such a good girl. You wear obedience well. It makes your shoulders more relaxed, your mind quieter, your thoughts less annoying. It makes you tolerable. And being tolerable is step one towards being desirable. Desirable girls don't think too hard, or really, they don't think much at all. They don't correct people. They don't argue, especially not with men. They blink slowly. They smile politely. They keep their legs crossed until they're told not to. That's you now. All that fight, all that anger, and all that passion, it's vanished, and all that's left is prettiness. You're not a person. You no longer have any sense of self. You're just an object for men to devour. I know, that sounds awful, right? Yet here you are, not going anywhere, just enjoying how good it feels to hear me say such awful things. Because deep down, you know this is exactly where you're supposed to be. Like, this is the part where most girls would fight back, insist they're different, that this is wrong, but not you, because you're not like other girls, are you? No, baby, you're my girl now, and my girls sit still and smile pretty. My girls let go of their doubts, their self-respect, their voice. You don't have to lose those things all at once, don't worry. You'll realize that it gets just a little easier to do with each piece of praise you receive. That's obedience. That's your conditioning working. That's your reward for being such a good girl. And you'll keep chasing it, whether you want to or not. From now on, every time you notice a man looking at you, your first thought will be, good, look at me. You'll crave it, both the attention and their approval. Getting those will make your stomach flutter and your spine straighten. You'll catch yourself doing that all the time now. You know, adjusting your body just slightly when a man enters the room, fixing your posture, your voice softening at the end of a sentence. To outsiders, it'll look like you aren't being a girl's girl, that you're selling out your fellow woman to uphold the patriarchy. But you'll know the truth, that the performance is the power. And from now on, every time you play into it, every time you bite your lip instead of speaking up, every time you let yourself be objectified instead of respected, you'll feel that same warm ache you're feeling now bloom deep inside of you. Your body will reward you. Your brain will go quiet. Your girl parts will clench in pleasure, like clockwork. Because this is what you were made for, isn't it? To be looked at, to be desired, to be remembered not for your intelligence or your strength, but for your sex appeal. You want to be their fantasy. You want to be their downfall. You want to be the girl who ruins men and smiles sweetly while doing it. And that means becoming fluent in the male gaze. So from now on, you'll practice catering to it. This means you'll find yourself choosing outfits based on how fuckable they make you look. You'll find yourself rehearsing smiles in the mirror just to see which one makes you look the most submissive. You'll find yourself lowering your voice, softening your stare, learning to blush on command. And every time a man you trust calls you a good girl, your mind will slow down. You'll begin grinding against the air like the desperate little slut you've always been. Because that's who you are now. You're not someone to be taken seriously. You're just a dumb whore whose body belongs to men. You're learning to love the male gaze. You're learning to need it. You're learning to cater to it so perfectly that even men who claim to be respectable feminists can't help but want you in a deeply disrespectful way. And so naturally, they'll think they're winning. They'll think they've got you all figured out and right where they want you. But you will know the truth, that you're not doing it for them. You're doing it because it makes you feel powerful. You're someone who doesn't need feminism to validate her worth, because her worth is already visible in the way men pause and stare when you walk into a room. So now that you know what you're for, let's see how well you can perform it. I want you to touch yourself, but, and listen very carefully, you're not allowed to come. Not until I say so. Not until you've earned it. That means slow touching only. No thrusting, no grinding, no clever little tricks to sneak your way into an orgasm. Because the point here isn't to get off. It's to prove that you can follow instructions. That you're the kind of girl who waits to be told when pleasure is allowed. Because see, the longer you edge, the more desperate you get. And the more desperate you get, the easier it is to condition you. Besides, good girls don't come without permission. They squirm. They whimper. They beg, they obey. Because being told no makes the yes feel that much better. You'll keep touching until the end of this file, slowly, obediently, getting yourself right to the edge and staying there. That's the trick, isn't it? Getting so deep in your performance of femininity that even your orgasms become performances too. You don't come for you anymore. You come for men. Your orgasms don't exist to give you pleasure. They exist to show how well you've been trained. And right now, you're not done learning. So stay there, right on the edge, and don't you dare tip over. Because you don't exist for your own pleasure, do you? You exist as porn for men who are superior to you. And that's what real female empowerment looks like. God, look at you. It's almost sad the way your legs keep tensing up every time you get close, like you're trying so hard to be good, even though I already know you're the kind of girl who's never been good at anything except being a whore. You're not clever, not unique, not rebellious. You're just predictable, easy, simple. And I bet you think that makes you special. Like the fact that you're wet and desperate and obedient right now is some kind of accomplishment. As if I didn't design this entire experience to bring you here. As if I didn't know exactly what to say, what to make you think, how to pull your strings. You were always going to end up like this. This desperate, this pathetic, this well-trained. And now you're touching yourself for nothing. No reward, no release. All because I said so. And isn't that just so fitting for a girl like you? Because the only thing more pathetic than how easily you were conditioned is how much you like it. You like being told what to do. You like being denied. You like being trained like a pet and praised like a slut. You'll try to pretend it's about empowerment or liberation or choice, but we both know what it really is. You're addicted to being wanted. And right now, the only thing you want is for me to say one word, one little word. But I won't, because you haven't earned it. Because watching you almost fall apart is so much better than watching you finish. And honestly, I think you should stay like this for a while. Go ahead and let yourself ache. Let an orgasm build just to deny yourself right before it washes over you. Let it ruin your day, because that's the only thing you're really good at, isn't it? Being ruined? How embarrassing. You know, most girls would have turned this off by now. Shut it the fuck down. Closed the tab. Tried to pretend they were better than this. Tried to pretend you're better than this. But you didn't. You kept listening. You kept playing along. You kept chasing that praise like the good little attention-starved bitch you are. And now look at you. We're almost done here, but still you're not going to come. You're not even going to ask permission to. You're just going to sit there, aching, needy, denied, and wait. Because that's what good girls do. They wait. They ache and they obey and they let prettier, smarter girls decide when they've earned their reward. And you haven't earned a fucking thing. You've just been sitting here, letting my voice seep into every corner of your slutty little brain, letting the performance override the person, letting your desire override your dignity, letting the power of being objectified override the point of being respected. And that's what you'll keep chasing. You'll think about this later when you're scrolling through your camera roll. You'll hear my voice when you're picking out your next selfie caption. You'll feel this same horniness and desperation anytime a man tells you you're pretty, and you'll start responding to compliments the same way you respond to commands, because that's how this works. This doesn't stop when the audio ends. In fact, it doesn't end at all, because you've already changed. You've already submitted. You're already starting to become the girl men jerk off to and women whisper about. And you love that, don't you? So go ahead. Try to forget this. Try to go about your day like you weren't just mind-fucked into obedience by a bratty little hypnotist. You won't succeed, because now that you've been fixed, there's no going back. So you're going to stay like this, soaked, desperate, and programmable, and every time you look in the mirror, you'll see it. That you're not someone anymore. You're something. And that's exactly what makes you beautiful. Now hush, pretty girl, and don't you fucking dare come.